Right. So we have Jill here with us today. Jill, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me here today to share what is your incredible, fantastic win, where you are not only getting leads, but they're coming through and you're getting book calls. So you've actually gotten your book calls using the COA system. So that's exciting. And yeah, tell
Yeah.
me more about that.
Well, I have to be honest, I'm amazed to have got there. I think I'm probably the most untech person you've ever met. In fact, a bit of a technophobe. So the thought of being able to automate my systems was something that I didn't think I'd ever manage to get my head around. And quite frankly, I'm amazed that I've managed and delighted and delighted. And it's in place now, and it's just growing that now.
Fantastic, fantastic. And then for you, where were you before? So, you have the system in place now. Like, where were you before? What were you doing before?
When I started on COA, I had to Google what's a URL. So that was my baseline. In previous work, I had IT, I had admin, I had marketing. So really, that's where I started. So I really had nothing in place. I was manually emailing people, which took ages, had a Facebook group, got my program, beta tested it, was already there. I've a lot of experience in what I do, but
Mm,
my skills gap were two things very clearly. One was tech, and the other was selling, because I come from a background, I'm a psychotherapist, I've been one for 23 years. I've ran services in Edinburgh for counselling services for people. And so I can't sell. I could
mm.
sell. A therapist is very much is a lot more gentle. Do you want to work with me? Do you think we fit? And while there's a lot of that, the front end of it has to be much more proactive than I knew how to be. So these were my two growth edges. Yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And so for you then, what would you say has been the most enjoyable parts about COA? Some people say it's the program itself, so step-by-step modules for you to get the system up in place. Or maybe it was the what you call the support. So, we're here with you every single step of the way, making sure that we're answering your questions, both in the group and on the live consultation sessions. Or maybe it's the actual assets themselves. So the funnels, the email templates, the closer process, as an example. For you, what do you think has been the best part about COA or the most enjoyable?
For me, it's been all of those together, to be honest, create an astounding package that gets someone like me through to automation. So the videos are really inspirational, but also the videos on the tech. I mean, I was literally watching what it said to do, stopping the video, opening ClickFunnels, doing that, coming back to the video, very laborious because I'd no savvy. So it was like, I have to do it exactly as they say. So there's that aspect. The calls, the support calls, hearing people who are having the same frustrations or are further ahead. It's a bit like playing squash with someone better than you get better.
Mm,
So,
mm,
so it might have been a day where I was really stuck with tech from me, because I couldn't get my head around it, and rewatching the videos, and someone else would say, "Oh, I've just done this," and you're like, "Okay, I can do it too." So there's that, and also the fact you can have immediate questions answered in the calls face to face, or the Facebook group is amazing. And Laura and Lulia, who do the IT, oh my
mm.
goodness, I said before, they're my IT fairy godmothers, because I have asked the most fundamentally basic questions and they've never once made me feel like a complete numpty. They're all like, or I haven't understood it. And I say, I don't understand that. Can you show me another way? They would show me another way. So
Mm.
there's that confidence, and if you're stuck, they will find a way to help get you through. So for me, I think all of it together has provided something more than I've ever experienced in any courses. It's right across the board. It's not just the video, it's not just the support, but even the funnels. You know, when I look at emails I did, you know, they're a bit like blah, 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 blah. And thinking, people get a sense of me, people get a sense of what I do. No, it's just made me so much clearer, but also I'm more confident about what I do, because in going through the processes, I've had to get clearer and clearer about what I offer. Like the 3 pillars thing is so simple, but oh my goodness, when I really got that, it helped in everything. You know, my program's the same, but how I describe it, how I sell it, different. So for me, tick, 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 all the things you said together are just create magic, really.
Magical, magical, amazing. So for you then, Jill, like, what would you say to someone who was thinking about joining COA?
I joined because I know where I want to be. I have a good product and I have experience, but I had these gaps, which were particularly sales and the automations. So if you have those kind of gaps, don't delay. It will take you years to learn it and you'll be worn down. You know, this team is excellent. You're covered in every possible facet that you can. If, like me, you don't understand IT or you're frightened of it, don't let that put you off, because they will absolutely get you through it. But also the value in things like the funnels, how to do the emails. It's like all your guys' experience, you get all of that. It's not trial and testing certain bits. You're doing it the way you show, using your own self, your own content. And so it's like a masterclass in so many things, a masterclass in writing emails, a masterclass in doing funnels. So for me, it's just highly efficient. It is really efficient. And I think the return on the money, which is the next bit I'm going to get to, and I know I will, it's going to be so much more. This has been the foundation of my business. If you're going for an online business, you need this. You need a good foundation, and you need the expertise, but you also need people that you can, like, I've got on calls and go, I can't do this. I'm stuck with this tech, or I'm really nervous about making phone calls. People have so helped me with that, you know. So go for it. Go for it. You will never regret it.
Incredible. Appreciate that. And, you know, Jill, appreciate you as well for being here with me today and sharing. I'm really excited to see, you know, the next steps. Yes, getting now, you know, capitalizing on the system, leveraging it, getting sales. That is now our next steps. So really, really excited for that. So again, thank you for being here with us today. And
thank you all so much
for your journey. Brilliant, brilliant. For you then, Jill, thank you for that. Yeah, like, you know, you've done incredibly well, like, especially from, as you said, where you've come from, like that again, like, yes, you put in the work. Of course, thanks for, you know, the feedback, and, you know, Laura and Julia are great, right? And it's the importance again of what would you have done without support? You know, this is the thing, because it's very difficult, isn't it? Right? When you don't know something, this is exactly why you always need someone behind you when you have those questions to say, hey, it's this, it's that. So, you know, looking or talking about that, what challenges are you currently experiencing right now?
I'm loving the closer script. What I love about this is that in one way you're really learning how to do sales, but it's also held in integrity of actually you're aiming to help people. And some people that have downloaded my free thing, my high value gift, will take a call, and some won't. Some will be really happy to hear from me, some won't. And so I think for me, all the first things that you do feel hard and difficult and uncomfortable, and that can feel challenging. And I think it's just till you get in your stride with that, get the right mindset. So I think those are some of my main challenges at the moment, just getting more comfortable with these phone calls, because I do them, but I'm still quite nervous. But it's getting easier. It's getting easier. But actually I've been able to be on a lot more of the clinic calls. And that so helps to just do calls right after that, because you're like ready and pumped up, and I don't know, a bit more like, well, if they don't want to speak to me, that's okay, you know. So I would say that was one of my challenges.
Okay, cool, cool. And you know, as you keep on moving forward and you know, leveraging the system better and better, um, do you foresee any future challenges?
I think for me, the tech is always going to be something that I'm going to need support with. So as well as the calls, etc., what I'm doing just now is the module on the webinar, you know, putting a webinar together, etc. So for me, I think it's always that bit by bit support. So it's a bit like doing a webinar is a bit like, oh, let's do it. And then, but it's all those bite-sized pieces where you're showing down to a micro level of how to do it.
Okay.
So I think it's that continued, support with the systems and particularly with the tech.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Um, where do you want to take the business to? That's also really important. So for you, what's the actual goal, kind of maybe, you know, midterm, long term?
So at this point in time, my aim has been getting one-to-one coaching clients and just really refining, although I don't probably need it anymore. That, I mean, we're always refining, but my program is ready and tested. Yeah. So what I want to do then is take that out into potentially a group, bringing a group through. So that's what I want to do. And then I want to do what you guys do and have rolling, you know, so that it's a self-study with support, with rolling, with face group. That's really where I'm aiming. I mean, it's a brilliant model. Obviously it's going to be something kind of a lot smaller, but that's where I'm aiming at. And so that as everything is in place, that I can reduce back the hours and rebalance my life a bit more again. I think starting anything new, you know, you put the time in. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, you know, in terms of the structuring of, you know, what you want to do in terms of your business, absolutely. But then what for you is there after, like, what do you have a monetary goal? Is it more of a lifestyle goal? What's the yeah, what's the goal?
Okay. So the lifestyle goal is ultimately to work about the equivalent of 3.5 days. I absolutely love what I do, so that ticks that box. You know, in terms of you know, income, you know, my ideal feels a lot for me just now. It wouldn't be for other people. You know, if I could be you know, 20 grand a month would be wonderful for me. So 250 in 12 months, 5,000 per week. That is my kind of mid-term. That's where I'm going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Great goals, you know, and you know, just so that if that is the goal, right, we need to put in the pieces, right?
Yeah.
So just understand that when you want 3.5 days of, you know, time just working and obviously the other 3.5 more to do whatever you want, you're still gonna have to put in work front end first, okay? It's obviously, you know, work now, rest later kind of thing. But ultimately it's always going to be just three core areas that we always dial in to ensure that you get to that level. Okay. And that's always going to be around what is your sorry, I was about to put my middle finger there. And I was like, don't do that, Kev. What is marketing? Okay,
Yeah.
your message,
Yeah.
sales,
Yeah.
and operations, right?
Yeah.
So we're always looking at those three things:
Yeah.
marketing, sales, operations, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to marketing, right, look, to get to 20K months,
Mhm.
that's going to require, right, some level of ad spend. Okay, I would genuinely say for 20K, again, everyone's is different. It could be in the range of, I don't know, maybe 2.5 to 5K. Well, I don't know. Once again, it depends on every niche, every market, every person.
Yeah.
But let's say if it was 3K, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
are we preparing ourselves to start spending that amount of cash on
Yeah.
ads to get a
Yeah.
return on investment back?
Yeah.
Okay, 3K in or 4K in, whatever, to
Yeah.
get 20K back is always going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Of course, money in, money out. Do you have that kind of budget in mind right now, or where you at right now in terms of your budget for ad spend?
Okay, so my at this point in time, my budget is small. However, our aim is that anything that comes in now, what comes in now, will go back right back in.
Correct. Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
it's going to go right back in. So that spend is going to increase.
But
Yeah.
what's the budget right now then? Right.
Well,
At
at
the
the
current.
moment, I'm just at the testing phase. So my ad will have been live for 2 weeks on Thursday.
Mhm.
And so I've done £5 a day. So far, I've got 60 leads so far.
Okay. Cool. 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 Nice. Nice. Right. With anything, the more you can push it, the better. So
Yeah.
what could I'm not saying this needs to be right now, but
Yeah.
what could the budget be right now as it stands without having a client, extra client, I should say.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, I'm fairly maxed, having done 3 major courses this year.
Okay. Cool.
To be honest, I think, I don't know, I haven't really said it to people. I've had some health
Yeah.
challenges, and I've been a bit slower on this program than I really aimed. I spoke to Eric when I took on the course. I said I'd had
Yeah.
treatment for something, and my concern was if I had it again, I might need to pause. He said, well, look, let's just deal with it if it happens.
Okay.
I did have to have more treatment. I didn't pause, although it's a chemotherapy treatment, not for cancer, for something else, but it lowers your immune system so much. I was really ill, really, from 2 weeks in until 2 weeks ago, and also lowers your immune system, so you get bug after bug. But I managed to keep working part-time, managed this course and another one I'm doing, so I'm absolutely delighted.
Okay.
You know, in that. So I think I'm coming on the back of having, been off work, except really drained resources, basically.
Cool. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, cool. So look, with this, it is a case of, again, with business, right? Real business is knowing how to leverage money. Okay, so as an example, I know like a lot of people are really like, oh, like credit cards. Credit cards. Okay.
Yeah.
But when actually real businesses, we're fortunate because this business model
Mhm.
requires less cash
Yeah.
upfront than other businesses. But
Oh,
other businesses will go get loans, they'll go get credit cards, they'll go get
yeah,
investors, wherever it is, to actually get the business up and running. Okay, that's just a standard procedure.
yeah,
So do you have a credit card? Again, just it's not because you necessarily need it, but again, when you really want to leverage cash, such as with ads, and
yeah,
you want to pump it in because you know that you can
yeah,
make sales,
yeah,
again, it's this thing of, if you can make sales, why would you not pump in more cash, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, is a credit card something that you currently have,
yeah,
or
yeah. Is this on a testimonial, this part, or is this you and me?
no, this is just no, this will be
Okay,
cut off.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, because I just thought I wouldn't have talked about my health. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
No,
Yeah, no, this is you and me.
no.
Okay, so basically, I put half of this course on a credit card, and the ad spend is coming off that.
Got it. Okay.
But also, I know I need to move my money mindset. My twin is a master tailor in Edinburgh. What it costs to set up his business. I mean, he thinks it's hilarious when I worry about ClickFunnels every month, and because he's like, oh my God, you don't know, you're
Yeah.
born. You
Right.
know,
But
what's that old
yeah.
business model,
So
you know,
that's business. That's real business.
yeah.
I have a friend who is, what, 130K in debt as part of his business. So he always just says it very casually. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but but that's just the nature of what business is. So, definitely again, like you get your credit cards, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, just have that mindset now, start shifting again to becoming a real business owner requires, okay, this is not a I'm just spending money. I'm investing money because I'm
Yeah.
always going to get a return in investment. Okay. So look, just marketing, just bear that in mind. Sales, same thing. You're going to need to ensure that your sales skills, right, are optimized. Okay.
Yeah.
Because as much as we went through that training as well, right? That was awesome.
Yeah.
However, there's always blind spots. Always, always,
Yeah.
always, always, right? No matter how many times I've heard it, yes,
Yeah.
yes, Kev, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's just like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Right? In what is the advanced level of support we provide, it becomes very evident. All
Yeah.
right. We start seeing exactly why people aren't selling. It's just like, yeah, because well, the course, it's like it's not where it needs to be at. But
Yeah.
again, this is really important because if you want to drive sales, you
Yeah.
need sales skills, right?
Yeah.
It's the only way. It's the only way. So,
Yeah.
just have that in mind. Of course, operations at 20K, you don't need an extra person, not at that level. But again, if it's 20K, hey,
Mhm.
a VA could come in handy to do all your admin, right? To
Yeah.
do the bit of onboarding when you're getting new clients on board and say, just say, hey, so that's an option if you want to leverage more of your time. So,
Yeah.
these things start to come into play and they're things that you will need
Yeah.
as you keep on moving forward towards that goal. Okay. So
Yeah.
just to always keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jill, look, you're doing great. Um, if you do have any further challenges, look, always just post in the group. We got you, show up in the clinics. Right
Yeah.
now, just drive sales. Okay. We just need more book calls. Okay.
Yeah.
So ensure that you're always following up, doing your
Yeah.
due diligence to do that, the setup process.
Yeah.
And then of course, yeah, just honing in on those on your sales skills, right?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what um what was the feedback from the call, the first call you had?
So the first call I had, they were a 10 in terms of wanted it, needed it, thought it would work for them. So but basically they said actually, so it's 999 a month if it's over 3 months. And so they said I don't earn that in a month. And
So how
so
much is your price point, sir?
2999
Two
12
nine.
week intensive, one to one.
Got it. 3 grand. Cool. 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 Cool.
So it was so out of their reach. There wasn't really much give in terms of their financial move around. So I think one of the reasons I really want to see if I'm targeting the right people, because the second person I've had a call with, they're absolutely the same. They were a 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said, what we take you to a 10? And they said, if I had to borrow money to do this, it would be detrimental to my emotional eating. So that's why for me it's not a 10. And yeah. So,
Okay.
but the feedback was great. I love the closer
Okay.
script is amazing. And I've typed out my
Yeah.
own,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. So again, with these things, just appreciate the level that you're at, right? Because this is the false beliefs that you buy into their beliefs as to why they can't do it, right? So
Yeah,
right there, you just told me that they said this, so
yeah,
they are right.
yeah,
Rather than it's they said this, and I stayed firm in my belief that that is actually not true. Everyone will make some excuse to not have to do it. Okay,
yeah,
everyone, right? In this
yeah,
case, that was this, and it is an excuse, right? Because ultimately, again, just really simply, it would just put it down to what is if it was their life at risk. So, hey, you will die tomorrow if you don't
yeah,
borrow money. It was like,
yeah.
oh, it's going to be detrimental to my emotional eating. They won't say that. Okay, so it's not actually a real belief. It's just simply a case that they will make. That again, what I said, uncertain. Hence why, Jill, you're just starting, but just
Yeah,
notice that. Notice that right now. And again, it is the reason why we do provide a high level of support, okay, to
yeah,
help people
yeah,
through, not falling into that trap of believing in someone else's beliefs, right? Because the one thing that Ed always told me is everyone has money, right? And like again, it's just everyone has money. And I get it. Like you think of that as like, no, they said this, but again, then you fall into that trap. But it just takes the one person for you to really get on board who apparently didn't have the money for you to say, oh, well, one person can do it, why can't others, right? But it is a step-by-step development, of course, but just, in your mind, just
It is a mindset thing for me. I absolutely know that, because also coming as from a therapist, like, kind of saying, oh, well, actually you say you don't earn that much a month, but surely you can find it, is a bit like, I mean, obviously you're not going to say it that way.
you don't
What
say
I
that,
did
but yes,
was
of
go
course.
back to like their words
Yes.
of why they needed to do this. I went back to it and said, I'm just concerned where this is going to leave you, because what's going to change. So I'm comfortable doing that part of, and I think that, yeah.
Let's keep on assessing this, right? We'll keep on assessing. It's still early days, right? But just again, just notice that in yourself right now, okay? And it could be something that, hey, maybe you need more support on this, right? Could be. We will see. We'll keep on assessing, and we'll see how that goes. Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. All right, Jill. Fantastic. Again, keep on going. Okay. Let's get.
May I ask you one thing very quickly?
Yes.
Bit concerned that I've been slow because of the things I spoke about, and aware that I haven't got to the webinar bit yet, and all of that kind of stuff. Where does that leave me?
Honestly, I prefer you not to do the webinar, right?
Right, okay.
I recommend people get at least 50 calls under their belt before you actually do the webinar.
Well, do you know, that actually feels easier. I think for me, I was just really worried. This course is going to finish soon, and I want to get everything from it. So
no,
I've been like watching stuff like 18 hours,
you have the system. That's all you need.
Okay.
A webinar is a more sophisticated machine. Can it convert better? Yes. Can it? I say can because a lot of people just really mess it up. They mess it up because they don't understand the skill required to do the content behind the webinar, and more fundamentally, understanding your client problem. That is why I say it requires, to make a good one, at least 50 calls. You could do it with 20, but 50 calls, then you know enough to say, I know.
That takes some pressure off. Just focus on the calls.
Focus, exactly. Right now, you have that system is all you need to make cash. Really, you don't need anything more. You really don't. Okay. If you got time, you can go into the other modules to understand more content wise, like, okay, how can I create content? But honestly, your priority are phone numbers and just ensuring that you email your lists every week as well.
Yeah. Oh, I've been doing
just 3 times a week. Email your list.
Okay. And last, very quick, last thing. Do we get to keep the access to the modules when we're finished?
No, you get to keep access to the system, which you have, and that you definitely have for life, right?
Okay.
But in terms of the modules, the course, no, you will lose access to the course, the group, and access to the live clinics. That will all go. Okay.
Sure. I just wondered if you still could access the videos. Just thinking about going back over ClickFunnels, like doing just being able to remember all the bits if you're setting up a new funnel. Okay. No, that's cool. Good to speak with you.
Likewise, Jill. Okay, you take care of yourself, and excited for results.
Me too.
Okay. All
Thanks for everything, Kevin. Bye. Bye.